All right. I hope I'm coming in nice and loud, at least I hope. Um Hello people, and hello to those who didn't watch the previous test stream. Tested out all sorts of different bits and bobs and bits with this. Um because everything's coming together, right? So I have this up on my face, okay? And then I can um go to a tab that doesn't have a whole lot of incriminating evidence against me. Like this is the little thumbnail that I put together. This is gonna be a quick stream, by the way. This is just to show off some of the bits and bobs that I've got going on, right? Because I have the webcam, have the display, and then I can put me in the corner so we can have the live reaction to whatever. So if I'm, say, needing to do whatever, say, react to some marbles that may or not be arriving in like, I don't know, month and a half at the worst, probably a month. At least a month. Please let marbles happen. I'm losing my mind. Everyone's losing their mind. There's nobody. Everyone's losing their marbles. Which brings me to the second point. Is that I've been experimenting with some of these test jams because I want to do more test jams. And yeah, so I've already been working on this a bit because this is going to be a shorter stream and I don't want to just come in and immediately blow out your eardrums. So I was experimenting with fixing the levels up. I have a keyboard plugged in. You can't really see. I could tilt the webcam down. I don't want to do that. But that's what I've been up to. So okay, you can hear the electric piano a bit. I'm not sure how loud it is. Again, volume's always weird. The units don't make sense. I'm coming through at least at a -20 as what it says on OBS. And if you want to see what I'm looking at, be ready to look through time. Here we are. Here's everything. So I'm looking at right here, or right there, or right there. But -20 is where I'm coming through, and I can clicky, and you can see that's at -45. So I'm hoping that sounds all right, because once I start layering stuff, I'm gonna put my face away. Once I start adding layers to everything, it is going to get loud and loud quick. But I do have a drum kit here. Yeah, and that's gonna be loud. The drum's gonna be way loud. So there we go. I made a pun. Need the... Is it snare? This stream means off topic. All right. So that is the one thing that I was hoping on doing. Um, so if you also stop by the test stream the other time, I have a few different types of mics. So this one I'm speaking in is a condenser, and I have, everything uh, all set to make my voice sound nice and such. But I have 3 microphones into a mixer, so I can turn this one off and turn this one on. It's going to be a lot softer of a microphone, but uh, it works. It's the same input. This is a different microphone. This is called a dynamic, whereas this big old boy is a condenser. And then I have a third one that's a clip mic, if I remember where I put it. Turn my other input off. Yes, Lithosaurus Dinosaurus reaction, madman. I hope you saw that, because I do. Yes, I do have that up. I wonder if I could do a webcam in a webcam. That'd be amazing. Yeah. So I do have a microphone that I was messing with around here somewhere that I know. There it is. There it is. Excusez-moi. So we got a clip mic. Got a clip mic. So since a lot of people are not ignoring this, which is nice because I like that. This is basically a rundown, a recap of what I was talking about when I said you could ignore or not, but the other test stream. So condenser mics versus a dynamic mic. Dynamic mic, you have a diaphragm, all right, just a little thin piece of plastic foil, but like very thin, very fragile, and very sensitive. So you speak into that, and it's connected to a copper coil, and that's wrapped around a magnet. So you speak into the microphone, it vibrates the diaphragm, which moves the coil past the magnet, and that induces an electrical current. And so this microphone is able to power itself, and then it takes this sound vibration, converts it to an electrical signal, which your computers can then read. Phones, I'm fairly confident phone microphones do that. But condenser mics don't, so you need an external power pack, which I have, but the connection was making a horrible buzzing sound. Because it's basically cable into the power pack, charges the microphone, and then power pack into the computer. It was that step, that cable didn't like it. So I have the mixer set up, and it has phantom power because that's just the terms we use. It's just a battery to turn on the microphone. And then we have these clip mics. Have a clip mic, and it's a dynamic, so it powers itself, but it has a transmitter and a receiver, and the receiver is plugged in to the mixer because it has a 1/4-inch jack. and there's 6 channels in this mixer, so I'm using 3 of them. Uh, so for reference, any headphone jack, any phone jack, if your phones still have headphone jacks, they're all 1/8 inch. Okay, so uh, whenever I needed to use this, I would just plug it into the sound recorder I have and have that on me to do sync sound. But I want to be able to use this. I want to be able to be far away from a video source, uh, and or an audio pickup, and still have uh, my sound being able to be heard and whatnot. So the microphone powers itself, um, but this has a 9-volt battery for the transmitter. The receiver has 2 AAA's. How do I know all that about mics? Great question. I went to college for this. 5 years for all of this. I literally actually went to college for all of this. Uh, so yeah, there's a on switch here, on switch at the receiver end, and then that's all good. So I can keep this in my pocket, turn this on, have all the way down, and then I can have it through my shirt, just like I'm on a TV show. I mean, normally TV shows, it would be on a jacket. And another name for these are lavalier mics. Here, I'll switch over so you can see it better. It's a lavalier mic, um, or a lapel mic, because that's where it goes onto the lapel of a jacket or something. So I can have that on here, turn that on here, and to the best of my ability in these programs, in the mixer, having all of the static sort of taken out to the best of my ability, I should be able to turn this off. And you should be able to hear me. Now, I hope I sound good, but it is possible that I don't come through the clearest. There is a bit of foam on it, and that's just to help with any wind not mess up the sound. But if I take the mic off and speak right into it, I should sound a bit clearer. Pretty muffled. Alright. What happens if I take it off? And then another thing is what happens if I listen to myself live. I might get some echo. What happens if I take it off? Okay, that's not the worst. The one issue with it is when it's right here, you're actually hearing my voice through my skin because it's right up against my vocal cords. If I have it, oh, sorry for that bit of noise. If I have it right here and speak into that, you're hearing it go from my mouth to the microphone. But when I have it on like this, it's through my neck. So it's a bit quieter doing that, but looks pretty all right. This one, maybe for outside recording. But the thing I'm excited for, let me turn this a bit down, because I'm gonna be screaming a bit, is I have a webcam here, right, that you can see. but I also have a green screen, right? And I want to be able to use the green screen stuff, right? Um, without using the webcam. The webcam's great. I think I come through pretty all right. Hello, everybody, saying hello in the chat. Hello to y'all, right? So I want to be able to use the green screen stuff. Uh, but the webcam is pretty much stuck being on the computer because that's just how the base of the shape, the shape of the base is, right? So I have other camcorders. I have cameras that I do the videos with. If I ever need a live action shot, think uh, Rojo Rollers video, right, where I'm in that. Yeah, I am the first. I am the first thing.
Take a seat, everyone. Class has started.
I am the
it's
first.
just you.
Yeah, apparently today is a senior skip day.
Yeah, you didn't hear that because I had it muted. I am the first video up when you type Rojo Rollers into YouTube. I'm proud of that.
Take a seat, everyone. Class has started. It's just you.
Yeah, apparently today is a senior skip day.
Are you not a senior?
Oh, I don't even go to this school. You okay if I record this session?
Yeah, so I'm recording that with a camera, not that camera. But the camera that I have that I'm gonna be doing the fun thing with, that's in a session, right? So basically, if I plug that camera into my computer, it doesn't work as a webcam. You need what is called a video capture card because the computer just doesn't know what to do with that input. So I got a video capture card. It's a HDMI, the same thing that's hooking your Nintendo Switch up into your TV, right? But it's a smaller version to a regular size. So have the smaller version plugged into the camera because that's what the camera has. It goes into the video capture card as a regular size HDMI, and then that image capture card, video capture card, is then just put into my computer regular USB. Okay. All this to say is that I can turn my camera off, well, not off, just different input. And I have my lav mic on, so I can be at volume for the whole time, so you don't get any quieter. Because if I had my regular microphone, I can switch that really quick.
If I did what I just did then, right, and you hear me get up, you hear me get quieter, and you hear me get fainter and a little more reverb. Because what's happened is not only is my voice coming from my mouth and then into the microphone, my voice is bouncing off all of the walls and back into the microphone. That's what reverb is, right? Again, went to college for this. So instead of having me get up and sound softer and softer and softer,
I can just have my microphone attached to my body and everything's working, right? So you can hear me whether I'm right here or clear across the room because I am going to be clear across the room, if everything works well, which it appears everything's working well. Oh man. Because you're seeing all the things that I don't want you to see. That
Could you still hear me just then? For some reason, I wasn't getting any sound to go through. For some reason. That is peculiar. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking this is interesting. I'm thinking one of the batteries just died in the clip mic. Oh, maybe.
Are we good? We rolling? We rolling? Okay. Okay, yeah, the receiver got jostled a bit. I don't know what happened there. But it just had to be moved back into place a bit. So all of this to say, yeah, yeah, it's definitely a problem with the receiver. Um, which
This is why we do test streams. And this is why I bring you all along for a test. Oh, it's not a triple A, it's just a singular double A. That is handy. Do I play any instruments or is it just FL Studio? If the instrument has a piano style keyboard, then yes, I can play it. In theory. In game theory. Um, but yeah, I was gonna plink around a bit if y'all wanted to watch. I was also gonna get this green screen up, but I still have my bits visible, and I don't really want the bits visible. And I'll tell you about the bits as soon as I get this battery to be a battery.
and we're rolling. I just had to, I don't know, be nice to a AAA battery. So if I click the 5-second fade,
clip mic's deciding to be a... Why isn't it? Wow. This is why we do the tests, because the clip mic keeps being on the receiver end, right? I might just need to tape that. And then I picked up the clip mic, and the clip mic stopped. They're not the clip mic, the dynamic, the handheld. All right. I might just need to tape the receiver. Might just need to tape that down because it's coming in and out of just the battery's moving, and so it's not keeping a complete circuit. So you can see all the bits, and I don't want the bits around on the screen. I can't really look at the camera. I have my eyes glued to my levels to make sure that you can hear me, because I don't want to go into a whole spiel about Hazers Country. Let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Hazers Country. Hazers Country, let's ride. Yeah, I don't want to do that, and then you can't hear me, because then I'm just flailing, and it'd be hilarious. So what I'll have to fix is all the bits, because you can see all the bits. That's what the camera sees, and I don't want to have bits in the way. I want to have unobstructed views of whatever and whenever. So that is new, but literally I just worked on this today. It came on Saturday, and it was on a CD-ROM for the software to make the video capture card. Anybody know what a CD-ROM even is? Is a baby CD. Anybody know what a CD is? I hope so. Can't be getting that old. So I have it stashed away just in case anyone wants, I don't know, a video capture card software for any reason. But that's something that we're gonna be doing. Can turn that back off. Can turn the receiver off. I think it's just an issue with the battery. Make sure this is low. And yeah, that is what we're doing. That is what is happening. We have a whole studio coming together, which is kind of neat. And then also with the camera is that doesn't have to stay there. That can be my webcam. So if I wanted to do videos, or if I want to do streams, say, of some jam sessions, then that can be the camera. So I can just about unlimited positions, whereas this, I mean, love the webcam, it's great, but it's stuck being at this angle because the base of it is at just the shape where it's only meant to hook on over a computer. And I can actually show you it maybe a different time. You can put the pinkies over the green screen. Yep. Yeah. Someone earlier in the chat asked me if I am wearing a Thesaurus Dinosaurus t-shirt. And in fact, I am. If you see nice
Tim Ritz logo, live thesaurus dinosaurus reaction and everything. Um, and it can be yours through Redbubble. We do have merch. We got a lot of merch. We have t-shirts, blankets, water bottles, hats. And if you don't want white, like I'm coming to terms with the fact that my existence is rather antithetical to white clothing. I am a very messy eater. So next time, I like if I ever need another Thesaurus Anasaurus t-shirt, it can be blue, it can be brown, it can be violet sky, it could be whatever color. I mean, not whatever color, but there are options to more than just white, black, and gray. And if you want a color that's white, black, or gray, that could be. Make a pink one. The pink one can happen. Pink one can happen. Um, I, I, it seems rather narcissistic to just stock up on your own merch. But at the same time, it's like I want the bucket hat, I want the tank tops. Got the Pinkies logo, I want the Pinkies logo. Got all the stickers, I want the stickers. The fridge magnet, I want the fridge magnet. Got the duvet cover. I don't even have a duvet, I want a duvet cover. And I learned how to say duvet. So there we go. Yeah, so with this little music, have my keyboard plugged in, MIDI input, and I can turn the local input off. So now yeah, see that's the thing about that. If I get free samples, why not? They're not I don't get free samples. I don't get free samples. Uh I mean I might. That'd be incredible if I do. I might have to look in on that. All right. So we got drums. I was messing around. This is FL Studios, by the way. If you've never seen FL Studios before, I'll call it a DAW, right? DAW is DAW, stands for Digital Audio Workplace. Anything that can record sound in some way or another is a DAW. So I would just sometimes slip up and call it that instead of a music maker, because there's stuff like Audacity and Audition which don't record music but can record speaking voice. Uh, all of my videos are done in Audacity because Audacity is just great. It's free, by the way. They might have an app. Don't quote me on that, but if you have a computer, I want to say if you even have a tablet, you can get Audacity. But if you have a computer, you definitely can get Audacity. Um, and so when it comes to music makers, I've experimented with quite a few. So this is just all the drums, all the samples. Uh, yeah. So one thing I always check for, if any uh music maker is good, is I try to make Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz. FL Studio is industry standard, definitely. Like FL Studio, really solid. You got GarageBand for Apple, and the cool thing with GarageBand, at least in terms of Apple users, is it's free. If you have a MacBook, or if you have, I don't know what they use for their home computers, but if you have an Apple product, you have GarageBand. I don't think it's free for like their phones and tablets, like their iPads and stuff. But in terms of a computer, you can just get GarageBand if you have a Mac, which is, in my opinion, the only reason to get a Mac, because Windows is definitely better. Which FL Studio is Windows, but unlike Apple and GarageBand, you still have to pay for FL Studio. But it's a one flat fee, hashtag non-spawn. So I got the drums, got strings. Since I have some of y'all here, one of my favorite things I like doing is looking through all these strings. So these are all the plugins. These are all the strings. I'm loving these cellos. Okay. Gotta make sure you can hear them still. So we got sustain, right? Just a long tone. Then we got staccato, which is a short note. And then there's pizzicato, right? Or pizzicato. I don't know. The Italian's been lost over time. But pizzicato, which is plucked, versus staccato, which is still with the bow, because these are all bow instruments. Still a bow, still a short note. So I like pizzicato, the cello pizzicato, because it sounds better than the violas or the violins. Oh, the violins are actually pretty nice. Just popped in what's happening. This is what's happening. All this to say, all of this, all of what I've been doing with this stream for 40 minutes, all of that is leading to this glorious moment right here. That's it. That's all I wanted to do to you. Did I need anything? No, I don't need these. Sussy baka. So piano. This is when I turn the volume down on this. So this is a Rhodes, very famous type of electric piano. So I've been doing lo-fi sort of stuff, and so I've just been experimenting with different chord progressions, and this is just such a pretty sounding instrument, right? So we got an F chord, right? So F, and then I just step up to a G, and I'll put this in the piano roll so you can see what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, well, it needs to be either 4 or 8, so I'll just do that again, and then step up, okay, and then for the next 4, instead of going up, or instead of playing the G twice, I'll go down to E minor, and then A minor. So basically it's just
E minor, F major, G major, A minor. And so I'm like, well, this is a really nice melody coming together. And then, wait a minute. Yeah, all that. All of this for Among Us and a Rickroll. Because I love y'all. Okay. I started doing live looping. As a matter of fact, I practiced earlier to make sure everything was sounding all right. And the only issue with this setup is there is a bit of a delay. So live recording ain't the greatest. But I can at least take the drums because I fixed up the drums. So I can just copy these. Oh, that they be the spoilers. Yeah, I was both Rickrolled and Among Us. I don't know what to feel. Valid. I don't know how you should feel with that. I just talk in memes. I walk and talk in memes. Alright, I hope that's sounding alright. I don't want to just absolutely blow your eardrums out. I did this on Twitch last Thursday. And if you know about Jim the intern for Yella's Marble Runs, he came and watched me on Thursday. So with that stream, I've learned a bit. That one I did Gangsta's Paradise, which is another song I make if the daw's easy. So if you really want to hear me do the drums live, I don't really want to record over that because it's just going to be completely you know, it's just gonna throw the beat off. So actually, yeah, up the tempo a bit. I had it at 80. 80 was doing me well. Yeah, 80 just a solid number. It'll sound a lot better once I get everything else going. So notes and automation. Yeah, everything's at the level I want. I don't want to destroy also. Sorry about the click track. It does do that. It does be loud. Alright. Oh, that is the bass. Never mind, we don't want the bass. Well, actually, we do want the bass, just not yet.
And see, it rushes a little bit, which I'm not really gonna fix up because I have a better version of Clint Eastwood already. Yeah, no, it needs to be lower. Bass needs to be bass. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. What is that? What happened with the strings? What the heck was that? Oh, no, better now. Oh, thank God. That's what it should sound like. Yeah, let me fine tune it just a bit. Call it good. That's pretty good. See, as long as everything's off tune from FL standards and everything's in tune by my standards and your standards. And now I can take everything out of record mode and it just all looping and we vibe it. And the thing about this is that I can go to a track that I'm not using. Okay, now this is where it gets weird. This is where it gets very funky because I'm gonna mute myself here. And turn it on here. That's in the left ear. There we go. So you can hear me now. And this is one of the things that I wish did need to happen because I can hear myself twice. There's a delay because I'm speaking into the microphone and that's going into the mixer and then into the computer and then into FL Studio and then output into these nice squiggles that you see here. So I hear myself speaking through my bones, right? That's why, and there might be a bit of a delay if you hear me through everything. If like you match the camera footage to everything. Although if we can just right, then you could sync it back up. That's why movies, take one, you have the clacker board. It's so the video and the audio can get synced up in post. Again, went to college for this. So I could actually sync my voice back up to my lips because it's off by just like a quarter of a second, but it's a very noticeable second. You might be able to tell the difference live because this is going right to OBS, right to YouTube, where all this is going by way of FL Studio. So you might be able to hear the delay that I'm hearing. But that means if I wanted to do singing anything like recording live, this is, if I turn that off, that's what would stop me from hearing it, but it's also what would stop you from hearing it because I have it on my display. You're hearing it also through the display. If I turn that off, you don't hear me. If I turn that on, you hear me. So that's an issue that can be fixed. One of the easiest fixes is that I just take off my headphones and then deal with it because I know what the volume is going to sound like. Again, all this to say is that I got some new plugins because one thing Windows really likes doing is taking your money. So if you wanted to buy a plugin, like, and I mean actually buy, because there are things that it comes free with, but there are other things that you still have to pay. It's just some DLC stuff. And it's like $70. Or you could go on to shady websites like I do, which isn't the most illegal because FL kind of supports it. If you want to do your own custom effects, there has to be a way to do it. So really all it is just people sharing their custom effects. And sometimes, more often than not, their custom effects have some similarities to the effects that FL has for $70. But it's not copyright infringing because they look completely different. So I have this thing called Caro V, which doesn't like to be found. Oh no, Burns Pitch is a good one. If I can put that in. Oh, well. Yeah, it likes to not do that. Just not from this one. I have to go into manage plugins. Might wanna make sure you don't see the absolute inner workings of my file structure, just in case, because I can turn that off. I just don't want my stuff being seen. So let's see if. All right, there we go. There we go. I have to go through and rechange it. Nope. Daytime is saying it's not working. I also downloaded Caro V twice. Don't ask me how. Okay, there we go. I can stop hearing myself through FL because that was a time. That was a time. Caro V. There we go. Okay, got Caro V in it. Now let's see if I can get my pitch shift, and I'll turn my screen on once I can find the Burns pitch to work. Okay, I guess it's just not gonna work for us. That's okay. Um, all this to say. All of this to say is okay. So what Burns pitch is supposed to do? Turn it on the other way. What Burns pitch is supposed to do is just a pitch shift, because there are, I think pitch shifter. Put that on, and I can toggle everything.
Up. I can toggle things up. Or I can toggle things down.
And sound like Darth Vader. But the thing about this, if I save it, you can see it right here, it's a trial version. And they'll say, oh, you know.
They'll say, oh, if you want your voice to be pitched in this, it's gonna be $70, or you can get Burns pitch, which doesn't want to watch or doesn't want to work, but it's effectively the same thing. It's just not as fancy because this thing is $70. But I can turn this Caro V on, right? And what Caro V does is it's a auto tuner, and you can hear it already. But it becomes quite apparent if I start matching everything to a scale. So what it does is your voice speaks, your voice is just at whatever frequency it's at. And if it just so happens to resonate at a specific note that happens to be blacked out, it'll just correct it and shove it in to the next closest note. So I don't have A sharp, G, E, or C sharp. So you're not ignoring respectfully. Thank you, because you're just in time for me to turn into a robot chipmunk, because we have shift, we have tuning, we have output. Don't really need to worry about the output, but I can just take different bits and bobs out, and I start sounding like GLaDOS a bit, because I speak at a certain tone, and the program is taking my voice, and you can see it modulate in straight lines to the closest note, so I sound like GLaDOS, and then I
Can pitch myself up. And now I'm a chipmunk, a robotic chipmunk. And now I can sound like whatever I want for videos or music. If I wanna, can I just let me. Can I? This is gonna sound awful because my voice is completely out of tune. But if I can just never die. I'm kind of into never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. That might be delayed. Sing the portal credits song. Next time I do a test, I just might. Next time I just might. Or I
Can move everything down here and be a booming voice. What other scales can I do? There we go. Can I just? Oh yes, oh yes. Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I am.
Yeah. No, this is spoilers for The Empire Strikes Back. Luke, I am your father.
No, it's impossible. Yeah, that is the chipmunkiest chipmunk that ever chipmunk. Uh, yeah, that's just, and I think there are two tones, right? And I think because it's still recording, so I could record my voice in this. But if I just
Take it off. Oh. Oh, that's what my voice sounds like. If I turn it off after it's recorded, then it'll just sound like this. Versus if I turn up the effects dial on my mixer and then turn the effects to, say, reverb reverb stage 1 and then turn it on. Since this is a signal coming through the microphone to the mixer and then into FL Studio, if I recorded it with this on, then I wouldn't be able to take the reverb off of it because it came into FL Studio like this, whereas
the auto-tune is only in FL, so you can still hear the reverb, even though there's no reverb in FL Studio. That is why you don't want to have any effects on, your pickups. Like
some guitar pickups will have effects like that, some flangers. If you don't want flanger on the guitar, or if you want the option for the flanger to be taken off, then you can take it off. So yeah, I could do a recording and then put the auto-tune on. And I haven't recorded anything with auto-tune, but that is actually pretty much how I would do it. But yeah, so I did tell you I was gonna go into the real Clint Eastwood that I started up. Yes, save those test jams. And there we go. This is when I was organized and was color coding the different tracks. And look, I already tried recording, and now that I have rap. It's gonna sound bad. Oh God. Let me just mute this.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing, cause I'm counting away.
It's not good. It's not good. At least in my opinion.
Finally.
Okay, so we're right here. Yeah, I was just screaming that. Oh, but the pitch isn't there. Oh, but the Caro V can work. Or maybe I can find my Burns pitch because it wasn't actually that bad. Yeah, you can't really see anything in this. More plugins. Burn. Sad times. I probably just need to go back and install it correctly. But I could totally earn the put pitch on that. So with that, yeah, have the splashes. Yeah, so got the Rhodes. That was the one I just used, right? Was playing. I think that's like the song "Green Tomatoes." Does that? Although that's on a Wurlitzer, and that's another famous electric piano. If you listen to basically any song in the '70s to early '80s, it's using a Wurlitzer. So same keys as kind of same as Gorillas. So we got this, but instead of going like this for the different thing, it goes so, and that's just the Wurlitzer Linus. So that's what we got here. Grand piano. Oh, nothing in the grand piano. That's good. Maybe because I'm not in the right spot. Maybe I should go to violin, see the violin. So this one, what I used to it. Violin. Took out all the highs, took out all the lows, took out all the mids. And then just move the highs down a bit and added some reverb. So all these tracks basically have their own reverb, except the drums, because I believe the drums are the driest thing imaginable. Oh, that's loud. So sorry about that. That is the issue with drums. That's just always going to be the issue with drums. But yeah, you can hear how short those sounds are because there's just no reverb on that. Compare that to the violin. If I... You can still hear the sound going on because there's that reverb, there's still sound going on. And then a splash, and I'll try not to make your ears fall off with how loud this is. And this is at 82, so I was doing it at 80. It is 82. Hello, people. You came at a good time in this test stream. getting copyright strikes like what? If this song is posted on Newgrounds, I'd make it in a Geometry Dash level. That is flattering. So yeah, that's what we got going. And then I have a volume fader out. But I also wanted the violin and the trumpets to fade out a bit earlier, because when everything starts to fade, they start taking up a bit too much of the space. So I just put individual volume sliders for those. So if we go to something like Rick Roll-Fi, right? We have Rick Roll-Fi. I was playing this earlier. There's really 4 tracks. Because I have now 5 tracks. So we have chords. Got the frill. And this is all the same electric piano sound. And then a bass. I like picked basses. Don't at me. The drums. So I just have. I don't have the ice hat in this. I have the ice hat in the Kodo. Which, if you remember from the Pinky's live stream for Marbula 1, the Pinky intro, they have this plugin called Ice Hat, and it just sounds like a bucket of ice, I suppose. But we got drums. Just a small little kick, some reverb on the clap. Nothing fancy. And then for the drop, it's just a reverse cymbal with some reverb, but that's all it is. And then the melody. So it's only like 2 minutes long because it didn't need to be long. It was just a short little gag intro. And all of a sudden we vibing, right? 4 tracks, 5 tracks. We vibing. Now compare that to Hello by Lionel Richie. Which my computer is having a strain with. Here we got 18 different tracks. One of them is tempo. I was messing with tempo earlier. I don't know why it's all funky. But this should be at 60. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. Um, but you see, there's piano, whole lot of piano, right? An entire song's worth of piano. Got strings. I want the drums to all sound different from each other. So that's what I did. Instead of having one track for the drums, I have one of just the hat, one of a shaker, which and attached to the drums. Um, and this is Tom's crash and the kick. Let's see if I can get the tempo back up to. There are just so many different bits and bobs that go into making something like this. So we have a ride, just a little cymbal that exists in your right ear, and that's it. That's all it is for the song. And then this trumpet. Having it panned so it goes from right to left. And then we have this really nice strings number. But it fades in. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And again, that is, we got piano, strings, organ just at the start. We have a guitar for the chorus. And the piano also has its reverb. Got the hat. Right. And then we have this nice drop. Because it's 80s. When you think 80s, you think giant snare. So you can hear how reverb, and with reverb it's wet, right? You hear how wet the drums are, the kick, the snare. But I wanted it at two different levels of reverb, because if we had the kick at the with how much reverb the snare has, it would just sound like mud. So I had it as two different tracks to avoid that. And then we have a really really nice guitar solo. Good stuff. Good stuff. I see I only have one person in the chat. So thank you for watching till the end of this. It is well past my lunchtime. So I will leave it at that. Thank you for tuning in. We will have so many great video stuff, all the things that I can do now, all these streams that I can have, all the effects. It's going to be awesome. All right. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you whenever. And as always, Waluigi, take us out.